Alrighty, sorry for those technical difficulties for the second time. Welcome to today's What's Up World Team Google Hangout here at US Figure Skating headquarters in Colorado Springs. You can watch live on YouTube, our Google Plus page, or on the US Figure Skating fan zone. We are joined today by some of our favorites. We have Alexa and Chris, and Josh, of course. Alexa and Chris are 2015 US Pairs champions. Josh, a U.S. bronze medalist, and also fresh off a silver medal at 4 continents. Josh, we'll start with you. What kind of momentum does that give you doing so well at 4 continents and now getting ready for Worlds? Well,
I think that it definitely raised my confidence so much. I've always struggled with that, and I don't think I will struggle with that anymore now that I know I can do it.
And what was that environment like there? I mean, obviously, in Korea, which is a great place to skate, how does that get you mentally ready for the World Championships?
Well, I mean, I feel like getting out there and competing in programs as much as possible would, help. And, I'm just really excited to go.
Get ready to go to Shanghai. Now, Alexa, we were talking right before we came on air that your picture's now up around the building.
Yeah, it's hanging up.
US champion. What is that like walking in and seeing your picture?
Well, it's good. I took a selfie with it, and I had to bring my mom here when she comes to visit so she can see it. Because, I don't know, when you're younger and you stop by the headquarters and you go into the museum and stuff, they always have the current champions or whatever world team is on the wall that year, and you look at it and you just hope to someday be up there too. And it was really cool. Our first year when we made it, we were in the world team photo, and I took a picture of that. And this year we're in the world team photo and the champions photo. So I was thrilled.
And Chris, at US Championships, a lot of the buzz was all about the quad twist. That wowed a lot of people. I think everyone will always remember that kiss and cry reaction. Now that you've done it and you have to feel confident about it, what's your mindset heading into Shanghai?
We train it every day. It's just another element for us. It's the beginning of our long program every time we run it. So it's just going to be another long program.
Excellent. So we're going to take some fans' questions today. You can tweet at us, hashtag What's Up World Team. And we will try to get some of those into this hangout, but we've already gotten a ton. We got a lot over the last week or so. So thanks to everyone for sending those in. We'll just go straight to them here. At Flailing Sequins, I had a question for Josh.
I love that.
Isn't that great? Yeah. Would you ever consider skating to a piece of music that you've written yourself? Was the question.
I've actually gotten that question a lot. Yes, I would consider it. I would have to have some good feedback on if the song is good or not first. So far, what I have written is not listenable. So, eventually, maybe. That would be really fun.
Another question that came in that was we can ask both of you guys, which was from @CSkater88. If you could perform to any artist live, who would it be, and what song would it be? So Alexa, we'll start with you. We'll just start here and go down the line.
That's tough because I'm not huge on music or artists. It's not something that it's my go-to. But I don't know, for some reason, this just came to my mind, and I haven't listened to her since I was 12 with my sister, but Shania Twain, she used to sing this song that I loved. I think I could do something. Well, I guess I'd have to do something with Chris, so maybe that. If I were by myself, I would do something like that. But with Chris, I don't know. What do you think? What do you want to skate to with me?
Well, I think it would be cool to skate to whatever music you pick. If there's a version with lyrics, skate to your music live.
Like if American in Paris live.
Yeah.
Josh, how about you? You got a couple seconds there to think about it.
I think Jason Mraz. I have watched many live videos of him, and he, as an aspiring musician, I guess you could say, he's I think, my #1 idol. So he's better live than he is in his studio album, and I don't even know how that's possible. And I think that I don't know, it would just be so much fun.
What is it like, or what would it be like, skating to live music versus a recording that you hear every day? Like, obviously,
Well,
if it's one of these, they're going to be really good. But I would imagine that it might be a little different.
Well, two things. One, Josh, do you think if you ever started playing to something that's listenable, would you play for Chris and I, and we can skate live?
Sure.
And
That's
then
really kind of cool.
we can, make crescendos at the right time. No, actually, Chris and I did do something live to our Grease number. And it was really different because the band sped up and slowed down different pieces than the original soundtrack. And we didn't know that. So when we went out to perform, we were kind of, trying to figure it out as we went. So it's definitely different when it's live because I don't think it's as consistent as a record.
Interesting. Well, after a good performance, and you guys have all had these very recently, what's the first thing that pops into your head? And that's from at Carolina Cooley.
I think after every event or performance that we do, I think they all end the same for me. I think the exciting part comes when you're in the kiss and cry and you finally get your marks and they're what you wanted. But for me, I'm tired at the end of the program. I'm happy that we did it and it's over and we skated well. But at the end for me, I'm beat.
For me, I just start screaming.
Yeah, every
time that we've skated like really good in our opinion, I literally start yelling. And after the short program at Nationals, I was like yelling, and I thought like, wow, like I hope I'm not the only one that does that. And today I was watching an interview with Ashley Wagner on Ice Network with Nick McCarville, I think. And then she said that when she finished her program at Nationals, all she could do was scream. So I don't even know if there's words to express how you feel in that moment more than like, I can't believe I did it.
Yeah, I think it's just that moment of relief. It's like, oh, I'm done. Never mind, I can't feel my legs anymore. But it's funny that you say
you screamed too. I see the picture. You were like this
until Nationals, and then at Four Continents was I don't know what that was. It was like a loud growl of some sort.
Yeah, you have so much emotion inside, and when you finally skate the way that you hope you're capable of in front of like judges or a crowd, you just need to release it.
Is that something you practice?
No, I only scream if we're skating bad at home. I don't scream if we're doing well.
I don't ever get frustrated.
Never. Josh is like,
I don't yell at the ice.
No.
Now we're coming up on Worlds. That's what we're doing here, and it's a long flight to Shanghai. A lot of people are wondering, what do you guys do to pass the time or to relax on a long flight?
I stay awake the whole time. That's what I did to Korea. So like as soon as I get there, I can sleep through the whole night.
I sleep the whole time. I don't like watching the clock have like 9 hours left and then 8.5 hours left. So I'd rather just sleep and then wake up and three hours are left. So that's what I like to do.
Well, this flight, I tried to upgrade to business class, and so far everything looks good. Like I will actually upgrade. So I'm really excited about that. So, but I don't sleep much on flights. I usually just watch movies.
Well, that was another question I asked. What are some of your favorite in-flight movies?
Whatever's recent that I haven't watched, pretty much, because they update it pretty often.
Right.
And I actually try not to go to the movies too often, especially during the long travel year, so that I haven't seen all the movies that they have.
Mm-hmm.
So I have movies to watch.
I'm really hoping The Hobbit is on that.
The Hobbit. Well, it sounds like a long movie would be good too. You don't
A
want
couple long ones.
All right, this one for Alexa and Chris. I feel like you guys get this question a lot, but Caitlin wants to know how you guys got engaged. So I know you've told this story a lot. You can make it
She'll have to tell
the
it
Cliff
again.
Notes version.
Okay, the Cliff Notes version is still pretty long, but I was home in Illinois for like my spring break from skating, and I was there a week before Chris came. And when he flew in to see me, he brought the engagement ring with, and he had passed it off to my mom to hold, so I wouldn't find it. Because naturally, when he came into town, I started unpacking his bags, and I would have found it. So after about 3 days of him being in town with my family and I, everyone had gone to work that day, and I was in my bedroom putting on my makeup, and he was downstairs playing with Scarlett, our cat, and she plays fetch with this purple ball, and we throw it, and she runs to it and brings it back. So I knew he was playing with her, so when he threw the ball into the bedroom, I just like laughed, like whatever, and I saw Scarlett running in, and she, out of the corner of my eye, looked different, so I looked at her, and she had this white satin dress on with a red bow, and then there was like a little charm on the back to hang the ring. So when I saw her come into the room, I like figured it out, and I saw the ring, and I freaked out, but then when I looked up, Chris came into the room and got down on one knee, and he proposed, and then I started crying, and I said yes, and then I kept the dress on Scarlett for a little bit, and now I have her dress folded up in my jewelry box. It's safekeeping, and the ball, because they're special. But it was quite the show, and the dress was made for her. There was a lady on Etsy website, and I think my mom measured Scarlett when she was with me, and then Chris picked out the dress and had it shipped to my house in Illinois. And it all came together.
Not bad, Chris. So is there a date?
That's another question a lot of people ask.
You guys just want to know.
Oh, that was me. I'm just wondering if I'm going to get an invite.
No, not yet. It's tough with the competition here. I mean, we're just nonstop, and as soon as we finish this year, we have to get ready for next year. So we're not in a huge rush. I mean, we're not going anywhere. So
That's great. Well, that's a good story. Now the internet knows. Josh, Karen from Australia wrote in, and she said, "Did you know you have fans in Australia? If you ever come here, assuming you haven't, or if you have, what would you most want to see or do?"
I have no idea. Kangaroos. Yes, I would want to see the kangaroos.
Okay.
Well, I would, but I don't know. I mean, yes, I did know I had fans, and actually, I know who wrote this question. I don't know.
Well, you can.
I can't remember exactly what it's called. Please don't think I'm stupid. Is it called the Great Reef or the Reef? Yeah, something like that. I would love
do
to
that.
see that.
There you go. That's a great answer. That's probably what a lot of people. Have you guys ever been to Australia?
No.
If you had to go, if you went to Australia, what would you want to do besides kangaroos?
Wallabies.
Wallabies. No, there is actually there's a few people, a family that come down to the Springs every year from Australia, and the mom posted a video of this gigantic spider
Hey,
in someone's car. It was like above their head. It was like as big as them. I'd love to see one of those.
All right. Well.
Wait, is that the same place where they flushed the toilet and the spider came out of the toilet?
Yeah, that was
Oh!
That sounds fake.
That
doesn't
No,
sound
that was
real.
real.
They literally like flushed the toilet and this ginormous spider like.
What is it?
No, it was gross.
I feel like they were lying and they were just trying to freak you out.
What's the video?
Oh.
I mean, the video could be false, but
Australians throwing me off.
Another question for you. This one came in via Facebook. If you had to make a joint decision on this, would you rather have an infinite supply of donuts, cars, or cats?
Oh no, cars! Were you kidding me?
Hey, where are you gonna put all the cars?
Where do you put all the cats?
In the house.
The house is always so
They keep
big.
getting crevices, high, low, my
No, it's
lap,
cars.
your lap.
Don't worry, it's cars.
Cats. You guys should all check out Chris's Twitter page. His info bio says that he's a lover of cats. So you guys think he likes cars, but his bio says cats.
Well, little does everyone know that you have a password, so.
I do not have your password.
So it's been changed.
Are you a cat guy, a dog guy,
or car guy?
or a car guy?
I would have to say car.
Oh, okay. Well, maybe he can take the cars, you guys take
No,
the cats,
I'll
and
take
then
the
you go hang
cars.
out with Josh.
Oh, okay.
I had a vision for what you should do if you're ever on the cover of Skating magazine. I think you should go get your old blue truck back, sit on the bed with your guitar, and just.
And that would be very similar to the cover that you guys were on earlier.
No, ours was by the pond. The car wasn't in the cover.
Well, but there were some pictures in Skating magazine
But,
of
but
the
his,
car.
I liked your old truck.
I miss I actually have it in my driveway.
See, we can
No,
still take
just-
the photo.
Just sitting there, like,
It doesn't look good. It's not
It's
a
gotta
good
spin around.
It's not.
But, well, we'll have to get on that. Back to skating.
right.
You know, at Bree like Ice One, so she must like ice. Wanted to know, what's your daily schedule like? How much do you skate in a day? You know, do you guys ever see each other at the rink? Josh, why don't we start with you, and then we'll kind of come this way.
I do see them at the ring, unfortunately.
Unfortunately.
But no, I skate a few of the pair and dance sessions because the single sessions can get a little overwhelming. But yeah.
He also coaches on one of our sessions.
Yeah, I just started choreographing for other people like 2 weeks ago. So I'm really excited about that.
So what's that been like? I mean, obviously it's different because you're not really in control, but talk a little bit about what that's like being on the other side of the boards.
Well, it's really weird. It's really weird. It's a lot harder than I thought it would have, than I thought it was going to be. You know, as choreographing for myself, I know exactly what I want. I know what looks good, and I can do it almost instantly. But when working with someone else, the same movement might not look as good as it does on this other person, you know? So you have to try a few different things.
How about you guys? How many times do you skate in a day? How many hours? What's your off ice regimen like?
Off ice, we warm up before every session, and then I go to the Olympic Training Center twice a week to do some lightweight lifting, Pilates. We both do Pilates, and then we do a lot of physical therapy stuff,
Recovery stuff.
recovery. Skating, we skate 3 to 4 sessions a day, usually 3.
Unless it's a bad day.
Unless it's
You're back out there.
so usually 3.
We do,
Yeah.
I mean, we do our lifts before we skate every day, and then 3 days a week, we do an extra session of lifts or twist. We work on that a lot. And our days are pretty long because once we're done at the rink around 2:30, we have our off-ice training, whether it's cardio or workout at Larry's gym or his weightlifting or Pilates. But then after that, we have to spend a lot of time on recovery. So that's using the OTC for all the tools that they have, whether it's the cold plunge or the hot tub or the Normatec or just their staff there. So, you know, it's not all in the rink. That's usually done by like 2:30, and then everything else happens.
Well, that certainly could end up being a pretty long day. What inspired each of you guys to become a figure skater? That's a question we got from several people on Twitter.
Well, I mean, I started, my mom took me to skating for my 5th birthday, and I loved it as soon as I stepped on the ice, and that's how I became a skater. But I think what really inspired me to be where I am right now is watching the 2002 Olympics, watching Alexa Scimeca. So.
How about you guys?
Me, I got started. My mom skated when she was younger, and then she coached. And eventually, after getting dragged to the rink every day, or most days, I started doing it just for fun. And I did that for a couple of years on weekends and whatnot. And then I moved to Colorado and got connected with Delilah and finally took it seriously. And here I am 10 years later. Still doing it.
Alexa, how about you?
Mine was pretty just lucky. I had an ice rink 5 minutes from my house, and I was 7, and my sister and I used to take ballet and tap together, and she continued to do that, and I didn't really have a passion for it. So I just saw the rink, and we decided to try it, and it continued from there.
Someone, Frida Norman on Twitter said,
Hi.
all right, for you guys, I guess, off the ice, what are two of your favorite things about each other? And then what's one of your least favorite things?
Okay, the least favorite thing. Let's start there. Okay,
That's too
Alexa.
many.
This is
Okay.
pretty fun.
So Alexa goes through the kitchen and decides to open everything that opens. A
No.
drawer, a cabinet, everything. And then she'll proceed to leave the kitchen and leave everything open.
I don't open them for
And
fun.
this happens in the bathroom, in the kitchen, anywhere that there's a drawer or cupboard.
My sister does it too. I don't know.
I just come through.
It's like I just open it and move on, and then I leave, and I don't even notice. And then he comes in, and I hear all the banging, and I'm like, okay, I can't think of it right now. What annoys me most about Chris, but there's a few.
I could have made a list
just need one. Yeah, let's
How
just
much time do we have? No. I think what really irritates me is when we're driving, and he wants me to drive because he doesn't feel like it. And the moment I hit the gas, like he's like critiquing everything I do. Are you gonna go? Are you gonna stop?
That's not true.
Do you guys blinker on?
Over-exaggeration.
In the wrong lane, and I'm like, I've stopped literally and almost got out of the car in the middle of the street because I was like, I just shut up. You wanted me to drive, right? So that's probably one of the bad ones. Huh?
Well, let's get to the pot. How about a couple good ones?
Oh, we got nothing.
All right.
They're kidding, I swear.
About Chris is that he
It's a
loves
joke.
cats as much as me, but he's really good at hiding it. So I love that.
Oh, that's it. That's so sweet.
No, probably seriously that he's a goofball at home and doesn't really show that side to him what he is at home, like in front of people. So I kind of have like my separate Chris at home. That's who I'm engaged to. And then I think the other person that's more that everybody else knows is like my skating partner. So
Oh, okay.
yeah, so I got two, but that's good because I'm a Gemini and I've got two of myself.
Yeah, I'd have to say your passion for skating.
Thank
is
you.
a good one. And then your energy, as everyone can see. It's great.
There certainly is
Every
energy.
day, you know?
There certainly is energy.
Yeah.
Josh, someone was wondering, is there any past skater who has inspired you? Not necessarily an American, just anyone who maybe you watched when you were younger, getting into the sport, even now that you go back and watch that really makes you want to excel?
To be honest, hopefully this doesn't sound creepy. When I was my first year junior, or on the junior circuit, I didn't actually compete against him, but I was well aware of Yuzuru Hanyu. And I really liked his skating. And at Junior Worlds, I wasn't there, but I made sure to watch him. And that long program performance really kind of got the ball rolling for me. It's like, oh, you know what? That's really cool. If he can do that, even though he's a month older than me, I think I can do that. So, and I really admire his skating, and I think he's a pretty good skater. Just okay.
How about you guys?
G&G is a big one.
What was the question?
Is there anyone that you admired, any past skaters that maybe you admire?
You just keep doing you.
Oh, you said GG. I didn't know it was like a GMC car thing, but I know it's Gordiev and Green Cop. Okay, sorry.
Chris, good tip.
I mean, they're a big one. They're a benchmark for pair skating. You ask any pair skater, they know exactly who they are. That's who everyone, wants to look like when they skate. That's the biggest. That's who I think.
Chris inspires me.
I think you just made up for interrupting.
No. Like one really good trait about Chris that inspires me when I'm training is that he is passive, and sometimes it's a bad thing, but most often it's good because he really lets things roll off and keeps training going. And I really learned that from him. But I think, I don't know, I'm more inspired just by the fact that anything's possible. So I like to look at that for inspiration.
All right, real quick, last question. What are you looking forward to about heading over to Shanghai for Worlds?
Getting a suit made.
That is the night.
Right?
I'm so
Or the black
excited.
market? Which one? Which one? Which one?
Which one sounds
Which
better?
one? I'm excited for the night market.
So a suit.
Oh, I need to get another suit made.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. I lost the
Yeah.
last one. I was in China and I lost
So
it.
I just a really quick story. I had a suit. I bought a suit when I like 2 years ago. It was Ralph Lauren, and I was really excited. And I got back from one of my JGPs, and I was really tired. I was really jet lagged, and I took the jacket out, but I threw all my clothes in the washer and dryer. So my pants, my suit pants, got ripped up and shrunk. And
Oh, boo.
Well, now you're heading back, so you can get the new suit.
go get the suit.
You can get a fake Ralph Lauren.
Yeah.
Well, we really appreciate you guys stopping by. Alexa, Chris, Josh, best of luck in Shanghai and at Worlds. You can watch Worlds live on Ice Network. And also be back here tomorrow, Wednesday, and Thursday for more What's Up World Team hangouts. And tomorrow we will have Ashley Wagner, Adam Rapon, and Madison Chalk and Evan Bates. And they're going to be really happy tomorrow when they see that I forgot who was coming tomorrow.
Quick
But
question. If I submit a question, will you read it?
almost guaranteed. Almost guaranteed.
All right.
So yes, you can submit your questions. # What's Up World Team. Again tomorrow, same time. We'll see you there. Thanks for joining us.
Bye.
I
See ya.
thanks.